one?
Because he's the greatest shooter God has ever created. That's why. And he's going up against the Clippers, and he's going to get his, right? He's just getting back into the flow of things. A playing game is at stake. You know, they'll do what they can to guard him. But in the end, Steph Curry getting 25 points. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is as close to a gimme as it gets.
I'm going to go the other way. I'll go with the Clippers. I'm taking Kawhi Leonard to have 40 or more points, rebounds, and assists tonight. That is combined. Since March 1st, Kawhi Leonard's averaging almost 28 points per game. Against the Warriors this season, he's averaging over 20 points per game. Points not an issue. Rebounds and assists, he'll do it all. I hope we see vintage Kawhi in the postseason tonight against the Warriors. He's been having an unbelievable season that's kind of flown under the radar. So give me Kawhi Leonard to have over 40 in all three categories. Let's bring Wendy back in now. How bad would a loss be for Kawhi and the Clippers tonight, considering how well he's played so far this season, Wendy?
This is the biggest indictment I can say of the Clippers season and the Kawhi Leonard era. It wouldn't be a big deal at all because they're not going anywhere this year, and everybody knows it. They know it too, which is why they started taking their team apart at midseason. And, I'm looking forward to tonight, seeing Steph versus Kawhi. They don't even have their draft pick. So it doesn't even matter whether they win or lose this game and get knocked out, where it would affect their draft pick, because their draft pick goes to Oklahoma City. So, he's going to make my second team All-NBA ballot. He's only made All-NBA once in the last 5 years. So, that is significant. But for the fact that he's just had his best season as a Clipper, 65 games, Stephen A., 28 points, 51% shoot, I could go on and on. And for him to playing in a postseason that really has no meaning. I mean, relative to where this team was expected to be and where this team was expected to be at the beginning of this season when they thought they could maybe get to the conference finals or pull off some sort of miracle, and midway through the year they had to pull the plug. It's an extremely, extremely disappointing end to this Kawhi Leonard experiment, if it indeed is the end. I don't even know. But the fact that the Clippers, even if they win this game tonight, and even if they win another game, they get Oklahoma City there, they got no chance. So I guess I'll enjoy the game, but I can't get excited about what it means for Kawhi or the Clippers.
I know that there's some things that happened in the offseason and, the whole Aspire thing involving Kawhi Leonard, Steve Ballmer, and all of that stuff. That's one thing that's being probed and investigated, and we all know that, Wendy. Let me tell you where the other investigation should, maybe it's not another. Maybe it's all in the same negotiation. I mean, it's in the same situation or investigation. We do need to investigate why the hell is Kawhi. Why is it that Steve Ballmer religiously and continuously places his faith in the dude that was religiously unavailable for all of these years? We know what he can do when he's on the basketball court. We know that he's a sensational player when healthy, but we all know that his health is not something that you can trust or rely upon. So it is a big deal that you got a playing game taking place tonight. And Kawhi Leonard is actually going to be on a basketball court going up against the likes of Steph Curry. But in the same breath, I'm going to tell you why a loss for Kawhi, how bad it would be if they were to lose this game. You know something, Wendy? The sooner you lose, the sooner you go home. And the sooner you go home, the more we get to reflect on the fact that your picks are going to Oklahoma City. Because of trades Kawhi Leonard compelled you to make. I will remind everybody out there, and I use the word, you could call it hyperbolic, you call it whatever you want. He blackmailed the blackmailed the Clippers, I'm sorry. Because Magic Johnson then was still there. And he gave an indication that he was willing to go to the Los Angeles Lakers if he didn't get what he wanted, which was him to arrive in LA for the Clippers with Paul George. And they had to give up a bunch of assets, including Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, for the services of Paul George. And I'm looking at it from that standpoint, and every time I see Shai doing what he's doing, and every time I see an asset going out the door, I think about the man who made them do it. Remember, he was a free agent. They could have got him there, and that would have been fine. No, he wanted to get somebody else there and compelled them to give up assets just so he would be comfortable, and he hasn't been there to capitalize off of the comfortable situation that he created. That's the situation with Kawhi Leonard. Wendy, I don't know about you, but that is what I find myself thinking about when it comes to him.
Go ahead, Wendy. Okay.
I have nothing to add.
Okay.
He's exactly right.
Yeah, it's hard to remember, I guess. Kawhi did lead two different teams to the finals, in the Toronto Raptors
ain't hard for me to remember.
And the San Antonio Spurs. It just feels like it's been a really long time since something like that has happened. Let's recap our picks for tonight. We have Tyrese Maxey, 30 or more points, Steph, 25 or more points, and then Kawhi Leonard, 40 or more points, rebounds, and assists combined. If you agree with those picks, head on over to DraftKings Sportsbook for the first take, first call parlay price at +341 for the odds. All right, we'll see what happens tonight. Let's get to a quick take here. Hornets rookie Kon Knueppel was benched for the final minute and 42 seconds of regulation and did not appear in overtime during last night's play-in game against the Miami Heat. He finished with 6 points, 2 of 12 shooting. He was 0 of 6 from 3. He failed to hit a 3 despite leading the NBA with 273 made triples in the regular season. Wendy, will Knueppel's benching affect his Rookie of the Year candidacy?
It's not supposed to, because the play-in games are not supposed to affect the regular season awards vote. Most years, we would have our vote, as voters would have our vote in, and it wouldn't matter. Like, maybe if he had scored 50 and then you had voted for Cooper Flagg, you may feel a certain way about it, but our vote would be in. But this year, and the way the set up, the league has to wait to do the ballots because of appeals on the 65-game rule, including Luka Doncic. So I don't even have my ballot yet. So now look, I have had Cooper Flagg on the top line there while I acknowledge Kon's incredible season. But Kon struggled a little bit down the stretch. I'm actually happy to see him struggling in a way because I want to see how he responds. I don't have to wait till next year. I can see how he responds on Friday. But there's no doubt in my mind that there could be some voters who ignore the fact that this isn't supposed to count, and it affect what I expect to be a very tight race for Rookie of the Year.
It's not supposed to. Wendy's absolutely right. It's not supposed to affect it, but we all know it will. We all know it will because we saw Cooper Flagg come back from an injury and still look as great as he looked before he got injured near the tail end of the season. He clearly was playing for Rookie of the Year. He wants the award. He doesn't want to give it away to his former teammate at Duke. He wants it for himself. And obviously, he was a league-leading scorer as a rookie, and we've seen some sensational effort from Cooper Flagg to make us second-guess our support for Kon Knueppel. Kon Knueppel has been a pleasant surprise, spectacular as far as I'm concerned. I didn't see him being this good coming out of Duke. I honestly did not. And he can play, no doubt about it. And he's an elite shooter, 272 threes for crying out loud. I mean, you can't say enough about the job that he's done. But nevertheless, when you see him struggle the way he struggled last night, shooting 17% from the field, it does give you cause to pause. It does make you say, hold on, wait a minute. That's not supposed to happen, but we know voters will. Ultimately, it will get in their brain, and it's a reminder, listen, as good as he is, he still ain't Cooper Flagg. And look at what Cooper Flagg did, even though he was decimated in terms of Anthony Davis being gone, Kyrie Irving being out, etc. You know, you're looking at that and you're saying, hey, Cooper Flagg's that dude. And Kon Knueppel, last night, he looked human for a change. I don't think it should be held against him. But for people that were inching towards picking Cooper Flagg anyway, it certainly did. Kon Knueppel certainly didn't hurt that cause last night.
I mean, Cooper Flagg did change positions as well as a rookie, going essentially from a wing to a point guard. So he had to learn two positions.
Point guard.
But he's not playing in the postseason. And so now it's unfair to hold that against Kon. But recency bias always plays a role here. Coming up here on First Take, Mel Kiper Jr. joins the show after the break to go through the biggest names you need to know.